And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Last time I covered Tier 3 and below of the Mega TNT mod. Today I'm going to do Tier 4 and above. Enjoy. Okay, so Tier 4. Use these with attention. So a lot of these do take a while to explode. So I think what I'll do is for some of them, okay, I won't do that one. And I probably, okay, maybe. And I also may need to make sure to have this with me. You'll see why. So the supernova. Obviously, supernova is always going to be powerful. Solar System Eater, the Vicious Hungry Bomb. That's pretty cool. And every TNT in Tier 4 and above has this. It has a... It lets you know in chat when the explosion is going to be finished. So you can... It's basically just to let you know that it's still working, so you don't have to worry about, oh, did it do nothing? And after it reaches 100%, obviously, the rendering part begins. So you will freeze, but pretty shortly it will be fine. Well, not pretty shortly. I mean, we're getting to the serious stuff now. There we go. Now you can see what this mod is truly capable of. The supernova does place magma blocks everywhere. I think it's around 500 blocks wide. Could be wrong, though. Next up, though, obviously, this is just the beginning of the Tier 4 TNT. So next up, let's go over here. Hopefully that's far enough. We're at a point where it genuinely might not be far enough. We have the antimatter bomb, which is probably... I think it's the only... This is the only mod where an antimatter bomb is stronger than a supernova. But that's how he decided to do it. I like going into spectator mode just because it makes me feel better. And yeah, same thing, except it's going to take even longer because it's stronger. So I'll see you when it's done. And now we wait. Here we are. It's basically just a big sphere. It's bigger than the supernova. Oh yeah, don't let the fact that you can see a lot of the world distract you. This is a 128 chunk render distance. It barely fits within the 32 chunk render distance, like the regular one. See, do you see this point where the terrain changes? That's the 32 chunk render distance. You can't even see the whole crater with it. Look. Insane. However, the next one is even worse. Allow me to demonstrate. Neutron Star World Buster. The strongest in Tier 4. And yeah, I'll let the TNT do the talking. As you can see, it's already taking a while, so we'll see you when it's finished. Here we go. Yeah. Look, if you thought antimatter was big, just take a look. Once the distant horizons catches up. I'm actually gonna quit and reset it. So look at the size difference between antimatter, which is again around 600 blocks wide. Look how tiny the trees look. And then Neutron Star World Buster. And by the way, that's not even the best part. The best part is that this thing is 3,000 blocks deep. Yeah. So it goes 1,500 downwards and 1,500 upwards. In order to blow it up, like placing it on the surface of a 2,000 high world, I think it took over 2 hours. I don't remember exactly, but it took a while. Actually, let me check how long it took. It took 5 hours. So yeah, this is the TNT mod. Okay, but we're still only on tier 4. Aw, look what a cute little village. So we can get rid of these ones. Now the next TNT is called the Black Hole TNT. And it says use night vision to see the crater in a better way, which I'm going to show you. Nothing can escape from this. This is, technically speaking, the strongest TNT in the mod. Oops. So, what it does is this. It creates these blocks, and it slowly expands until it eats the entire world. So yeah, it's very dangerous. And yeah, this is why it says to use night vision, because otherwise it looks like this. So yeah, with night vision it looks a lot better. However, you can actually escape from it by using an explosion that will get rid of the blocks. So now you saved your world from getting annihilated. That's why I brought the dynamite with me. And next up we have Terrifying Mr. Incredible TNT. This one I'm actually going to save until later because it's the exact same. It's similar to like the supernova antimatter, just a really big explosion. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to show you the crater. And meanwhile, I'm going to show you some other TNT. TNT times 10,000, again, same thing. It just takes a while to load. So we're going to do these ones instead. Moon Impact, also the same thing. Regular TNT, that one's cool. Colossal TNT is also the same thing. I don't need flint and steel. Universal Disaster. Okay, so let's start out with regular TNT. It's just a regular TNT. However, considering it's in tier 4 of this mod, yeah, it's not regular. It keeps expanding. I'm not sure if it's done yet. Nope, it's not. Yeah. Is it done this time? Yes. If you can switch game modes and stuff, that means it's done. So yeah, this one is pretty powerful. Next up, I'll do the Meteor's Rain. This used to be one of the strongest ones. This used to be the second strongest one after the Neutron Star Roll Buster in tier 4. But it got nerfed because it was way too insane. So it took 20 hours to explode. Did it work? Yep, it worked. That doesn't sound good. For the next 100 seconds, you will see a lot of meteors falling from the sky. So yeah, for the next, so a minute and a half, but due to lag, it's probably going to be like 2 minutes. Oh, and it just flattens out a very big area so that the meteors can spawn properly. So yeah, we're going to see a bunch of meteors. I'm actually going to change my FOV so you can see all of them. I do need to keep the chat open to see when the message appears. There we go. The meteor rain is terminated. So it wasn't too terrible, but it still caused a lot of damage. And it's actually... yeah. Before, this was way worse. Like worse as in it destroyed way more stuff. And next up we have Ultra Crash Test TNT, which if you remember what Crash Test did, I'm actually getting to dangerous area. Actually no, this should be fine. If you remember what Crash Test did, this is just the worst version of it. So it spawns in tons of TNT. Yeah. And then it just lags your game until it's finished, so I'm not gonna record this because there's no point. It's just a slideshow. And now this is gonna go on for a few minutes. So yeah, I'll see you when it's actually done. Okay, so I took the liberty of blowing up all of these TNT off camera so that you don't have to wait for like 3 hours. So here we go. The first one is the terrifying Mr. Incredible TNT. And yeah, I thought it got far enough away, but it managed to get all the way to the place where we blew up the Ultra Crash Test. Yeah, it's a really huge explosion. I think it's definitely one of the strongest ones in the Tier 4. Then, after that, we have the TNT times 10,000, which I blew up over here. It's not as strong, but even though it's much wider than deeper, it still made it to bedrock. And yeah, it took out a very wide area. Up next, we have Moon Impact, which you can't even see, because this one is so big you literally can't see yourself. You're just a block of TNT. So Moon Impact, that's what it looks like. And that one I blew up over here. Over here, I somehow flew in the wrong direction. Here it is. And it also puts fire everywhere. It's the biggest version of the Meteor TNT. And let me see if, nope. All the chat messages got erased. But it said like, prepare for your PC to lag for 10 minutes. Which is approximately what it took. So yeah, it's a very powerful explosion. Next up, we have the Colossal TNT. It's not as strong, but it looks ridiculous. I mean, look at it. It even gets placed one block higher, because it can't. It would be inside the ground. After that, we have... get out of here. We have the Cooler Antimatter Bomb. So this is just like the Cooler Nuclear Bomb, where it makes 2 explosions. And I blew it up over here. So as you can see, this one looks... this one blew up much better. So it has the big sphere in the middle and then the flat ellipsoid. So as you can see, this part survived because it's not very thick, the explosion. But the sphere, it went all the way to bedrock again. Next up, we have I Am Alone Forever. I am alone forever? Well, if you ignite this, for sure you will be, because the Minecraft world with its funny mobs won't exist anymore. I don't know, I find that funny. And yeah, it's very powerful. I think it's similar in strength to the Moon Impact, except it places down these blocks. La realization kicks in. I actually didn't know that happened, so that was funny. Yeah, it's very powerful. And the last one I blew up is Straightway to Hell, which should be around here. There it is. This one is actually a big cylinder, and it doesn't go up. So I ignited it on this Y level, and it stayed. So all of these trees stayed, but everything down got destroyed. So yeah, very, very powerful stuff. Like, this mod does not mess around. So, let's see, which of the tier 4s have I not done yet? This one I haven't. This one I haven't. We did Meteor's Rain. We did regular TNT, Colossal, Universal Disaster we need to do, New Year's Day, and the world is a chain reaction. Okay, so this one, I genuinely don't know. I'm actually gonna check right now. Okay, this one isn't too bad. I think we can actually ignite it right now without having to wait for too long. We just need the world to load. So let's ignite Piton de la Fournaise. I'm sorry for pronouncing that. But here we go. It shouldn't take too long. It doesn't even have the timer, which means it's not too terrible. Yeah, it's already done. Ah, yes, I remember. It makes a giant cone, so it basically just flattened out the land. Actually, it makes a conical frustum, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it does. Oh, wait, I think it explodes twice. Because I think it's supposed to go down as well. Okay, let's wait. Look at the bees. Poor things, your whole house got destroyed. And everything around you. Yeah, the second one is going to take longer because there's more blocks to destroy underneath. And it's a pretty decent size. I love how we've gotten to the point where even a crater this big is only pretty decent because of the other insane things that we have in the mod. That looks like ice cream. I'm just gonna stay with my bees until it finishes. There we go. So it's basically just a giant version of the conical frustum TNT. And it looks very cool. At least in my opinion. Okay. The world of water, I assume this is just going to be a big version of the ocean TNT, so let's put it down here. All the world is water from God. Oh. Oh, this is, wait, this gives you regeneration for infinity? Okay. This is, where is it? Divine Water Bucket. I think it spreads a lot. Does it destroy bedrock? Yeah, it does. Oh wait, does that mean we can just fall out of the world here? Yeah, we can. Okay. I do think this is gonna end up spreading, so I best go to unloaded chunks so that it doesn't take over the entire world like the black hole. Okay, that was cool. Next up, New Year's Day TNT. Let's blow it up in the village. This one I don't think is destructive. I think it's just tons of fireworks. Oh, nope, I was wrong. Oh! Yeah, I remember now. It spawns in a bunch of wide TNT, tall TNT, and thin TNT all over the world. Yeah, I'm completely frozen. Well, I'm not frozen, but the world is. And all the TNTs, I believe, do get ignited if they get blown up by an actual like explosion. So these should all blow up. Yeah, all of these did. Some of them did get missed, which is why I must ignite them myself. Okay, maybe they didn't, then it's just lagging. I believe we are done. When you can freely switch game modes, that's a good sign. But yeah, that took a while. And it definitely left a big chunk of the terrain missing. Okay, next up. We have the world is a chain reaction. And yeah, this is just apparently 131,000 explosions. So enjoy the view. Oh, look at that. We made a heart of lava. But yeah, as you can see, this TNT is very destructive. It's actually way worse than I originally thought. So yeah, that was the world as a chain reaction. And the final tier 4 that I can actually blow up, there is one, which is the anti-RAM TNT. And you can read, this one will literally crash your PC within 3 seconds. And yeah, it is true. I tried it. I have a really good computer, like literally optimized to run TNT, and it crashes within not even 3 seconds. It crashes within 2 seconds. So yeah, the final one that I will be showing you from tier 4 is the universal disaster. First, I need to get far enough away. So this one is pretty different than the rest. It's comparable. You can think of it as a tier 4 of the TNT Rain series. Like the Mega TNT Rain. And there isn't a tier 3 equivalent. Oh no, there is. The TNT Rain is so big. So yeah, this is just the tier 4 version. The Universal Disaster. Let's see, how am I doing with RAM? It's decent, I guess. Yeah, like I said, I suggest exiting the game every once in a while, which I will do after I blow this up. But this one, this is also something I recommend. Lower your render distance for this one. I'm even gonna turn off the distant horizons, because this one summons TNT across a 1,000 block area. And if you have the entire area loaded, it takes too long and you're likely to crash. Like I said, even I managed to crash. You need to have a low area so that they can explode one by one. And that's it. Well, at least for this area. If we try to increase the render distance, just take a look. See? It's not even loading. Because when you do load, what you get see how it stopped? That's because this whole area is actually filled with TNT. Let's try to see if we can actually explode any of it. This took me, I think, a few hours of waiting to blow up. There we go. See? Look how much TNT there actually is. Oh yeah, I forgot the final part, which just summons a bunch of lava everywhere. So yeah. And this will continue for like 1,000 blocks in each direction. I forgot exactly how much. Let me actually check. So the Universal Disaster. Yeah, it goes 500 blocks in each direction, which means 1,000 in total in diameter. So in order to avoid that, I will be teleporting away. And I'm actually going to be teleporting to a very special location. After, of course, resetting my game. And the best way to reset your game is to blow up the anti-crash TNT. So save, and just look at this. You instantly freeze, and pretty soon it's just gonna crash. There we go, it's done. Oh yeah, this is what it does. It just summons thousands of TNT, and it crashed me again. Okay, so I managed to come back after manually deleting all the entities from this world. But now we are moving on to tier 4 dynamites. And I will grab this one. So again, the dynamite rain doesn't work. It's time for the dynamite times 500 rain. If the dynamite times 100 already went to bedrock, then this one will as well. Except it covers a way bigger area. There we go. Look how much it managed to destroy. It even lagged out the game. So yeah, that's it. The hydrogen dynamite. It doesn't take too long, so we can wait for it. And here we go. Oh yeah. So yeah, this is hydrogen dynamite. It's pretty good. Why is there... I'm not gonna ask. Also, I'm gonna increase my render distance again, just so you can properly see it. Next up, we have black hole dynamite. I'm actually going to go in this direction for a good reason. No, in this direction. Okay, here we go. So the black hole dynamite acts the exact same as the black hole TNT. It summons in the blocks that slowly expand and eat the whole world, so make sure you have something to take care of that in case you don't want to destroy your whole world. Okay, now the final tier 4, dynamite times 10,000, sorry. I think it's far enough away, it might not be. So let's see it. Dynamite times 10,000. This one will take a little bit longer. Again, since it's much wider, it is more effective in a real world. So, I'll see you when it's done. And here it is. I mean, probably what you expected. It's really powerful. Very wide, almost reach bedrock, but not quite because it's a dynamite. And that's it for the tier 4s, except for the rains, which I will show you probably at some point. But now, the moment you have been waiting for. Okay, let's do the tier 2.0 apocalypse first. And then we will go on to tier 5. Because even though you will see what it says, it's actually not the strongest TNT in the mod. It's actually not even close. It's It's like an average tier 4. Like, for example, the Neutron Star World Buster is stronger, the I Am Alone Forever is stronger, etc. So here it is. Seems like you've ignited the final TNT of the Mega TNT mod, the one that literally puts an end on everything. The name of the TNT explains itself, but it will not be one big explosion you will wait for. Get ready for it to start to see. Good luck on your Minecraft. 3, 2, 1, the apocalypse begins. So yeah, the apocalypse begins in your world. There's going to be lightning everywhere, and huge meteor strikes everywhere. I think it lasts for around 10 minutes, so in that case, enjoy the view, once again. And this is the aftermath of the apocalypse. There's still some lightning going on, but the explosion itself is done. As you can see, it spawns... I forgot what this was. It's hydrogen liquid and nuclear liquid. When you go inside them... So the hydrogen liquid just is very dangerous. And the nuclear liquid is also pretty dangerous, but not as dangerous. So yeah. And that is it for the tier 2.0. There's only one TNT in there. Now, it is time for the tier 5 TNTs. Now, there are 3 which I cannot currently show you because they're just too big. You can blow them up in a regular world if you have enough RAM, or like a Superfly world, but if I try to show you the full explosion, it just won't work. All of them are 3,000 blocks wide and deep or more. So we have Omni TNT. The power of this thing is bigger than the Big Bang explosion. Angry TNT. And the biggest TNT. All of these are extremely dangerous. However, there are a few in the tier 5 that can be blown up. The TNT times 50,000, the Extreme Developed Omniverse Annihilator, and the Hypernova. These three are ones that I have blown up, and I will show you their crater right now. That's why I was scared of going this way. So, this is the aftermath of the TNT times 50,000. Yes, 128 chunk render distance from almost the middle barely reaches the end. This TNT, I believe, is over 1,400 blocks wide. Let's confirm that. So it starts at 1720 and it ends... Hold on, one moment. Yeah, this is the fastest I can physically fly. And it ends at 280. That is 1,440 blocks wide. And I believe it is around 600 height, so 300 deep and 300 upwards. So yeah, if you need a TNT to cover a huge area, this one will absolutely do it. And I believe it is the strongest out of these three. Currently, the Hypernova will be getting buffed to be even stronger. However, let's visit the Extreme Developed Omniverse Annihilator, which I blew up at around this area. Oh no, it was 10,000. Here it is. It's actually the same explosion type as the cooler nuclear bomb and cooler antimatter bomb, with the sphere in the center and then a very wide area. This one, let me check. So, the ellipsoid part is 2,000 blocks wide, and the sphere reaches a depth of 400 blocks, so 800 blocks height in total. So yeah, this one does technically cover more area than the TNT times 50,000, but in terms of volume, it's not as big. I mean, they're pretty close, but TNT times 50,000 is slightly bigger. Next up, we have the Hypernova. Which I detonated somewhere over here. Oh yeah, there it is. This is the aftermath of a Hypernova. Currently, of course, it will be getting buffed. It places crying obsidian everywhere and is 1,000 blocks wide, but it will be buffed to 1,500. So it will be way stronger than the TNT times 50,000. So yeah, these three are currently probably the most destructive TNTs in the mod that you can reasonably blow up, but there are more. We have the Multiversal Disaster, the Super Finale TNT, the Explosive Black Hole, and the Infinite Buster. So, Infinite Buster, I can show you reasonably. Let's go over here. So, what it does is just like every single one of the busters, like the Biome Buster, the World Buster, it goes very deep. But unlike those, it goes infinitely. As you can see, one layer at a time, and it keeps going either until it reaches bedrock, or if there is no bedrock, it will never stop. So technically, this can destroy an infinite number of blocks. It's very loud, so I'll try to stay further away. And yeah, let's watch it go down to bedrock. And it went to bedrock, and it actually destroyed the bedrock. So yeah, it's very cool. It's a cool way to have like an infinitely powerful TNT, but still being able to blow it up in your world. Because nobody's gonna actually play on an infinitely high world. Next up, we have a few TNTs. So the Super Finale and the Explosive Black Hole are very similar, where they're also infinite, and they just keep on expanding. So as you can see, the Explosive Black Hole, it will explode. Then it explodes more times. Then it explodes more times. It actually summons the black hole, but it gets blown up immediately after. And this just keeps on going forever. So at some point, you're gonna lag and it's gonna crash. So my suggestion would be to get away from this area. Let me go to like here. Just at the edge of the Extreme Developed Omniverse Annihilator. So let's go this way. Or I can just do this. I meant to do this. And Super Finale TNT does the exact same thing, except this was made as a thank you for 10,000 downloads, and the mod has, I think, over 250,000 now. So yeah, it summons fireworks and makes TNT. And it keeps on expanding like that forever. The fireworks don't have any fireworks stars, so they just disappear immediately, but it's fine. The TNT is the important part. So yeah. And now, I will show you the multiversal disaster. And then we will get to the final one here. You can probably see which one I haven't done yet. So the multiversal disaster is the same as the universal disaster, except it's way bigger. Instead of covering a 1000 by 1000 area, it covers a 5000 by 5000 area. So it's 25 times bigger. So the TNT has finished in this area, and now we're waiting for the lava. Okay, so it did end up freezing me because I ran out of RAM, which, considering I have 64 gigabytes, that says a lot. But you've seen Universal Disaster, you know what it does. Since I had to force exit the world, nothing else is happening. So I think I can turn this back on and turn this up. Yeah. However, there's still one more in the tier 5s, and that is the most terrifying Mr. Incredible ever. Which, to be perfectly honest, I do not have the patience to sit through 9 hours of waiting just to explode it. So I'm going to load up a world where I already did explode it. Also, what is with these blocks? I think that was the lava trying to exist. But yeah. So I will load up a world where I did explode it, and I'll see you there. So, I detonated the most terrifying Mr. Incredible ever in this world. Stop staring at me. And yeah. If this isn't a big crater, then your standards are very, very high. This is a 4,000 wide crater. The only difference between this and some of these, for example, the biggest TNT is also 4,000 wide, but it is also 4,000 deep. This one is limited to the 384 height of a normal world. So if you don't use a height extension mod or data pack, this is the strongest TNT in this mod. Well, tied with this one. But yeah. Let me show you how long it would take for the fastest spectator mode sprint flying. So we are at 2,000 all the way up and sprint fly. It looks like we're barely even moving. That's how big this crater is. Oh, 1/4 of the way there. And halfway. Oh, by the way, this world is 190 blocks tall. So yeah. Okay, almost there. And finally. So yeah. If you need a mod that will basically destroy your whole world, this is absolutely the one.